Hey Raiders Nation, we need to talk. This past game was brutal, and I know you felt it the moment the final whistle blew. It wasn't just a loss, it was one of those games where you're left wondering how it slipped through your fingers so completely. And I'm not exaggerating, we didn't just lose opportunities, we literally threw them away. Multiple turnovers, missed chances, plus that could have shifted momentum, but instead, they ended up in the hands of the Chargers, handing them easy points. And let me be clear, you're not beating a well-coached, playoff-caliber team like the Chargers when mistakes pile up the way they did. It's just not happening. Jim Harbaugh had his team ready, and our blunders made it almost too easy for them. Walking away from Allegiant Stadium, he felt disappointed more than angry. There is frustration, sure, but at the core, it's the feeling of we expected more. Raider Nation brought the energy like always, electrifying the stands and our watch party. And if you're a true fan, you're still with this team no matter the score, no matter the mistakes, because that's what Raider Nation is about, unwavering loyalty. You believe in the team, in the process, in the grind. Win, lose, or tie, you're in it until the very end. That's the kind of commitment that defines a fan base, and that's the energy we need to hold on to even after nights like this. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Geno Smith. Week 1, he looked sharp. He stretched the field, completed deep passes, and showed flashes of the quarterback we hoped we drafted him to be. Week 2, against the Chargers, was a stark contrast. He finished with 0 completions over 20 yards, 3 interceptions on medium to deep attempts, and it was painfully obvious that the Chargers had planned their coverage to neutralize his strengths. And let's be honest, part of it is on Geno, but a lot of it comes down to preparation, coaching, and execution from the rest of the team. This wasn't a quarterback collapse alone, it was a coordinated shutdown by a smart opponent who knew exactly what to take away. Geno's struggles were glaring, and yes, the numbers are tough to swallow. But labeling him a trash quarterback after one rough outing is premature and unfair. He's not going to win every game, and there will be nights where the throws don't connect, but that don't erase his potential or the reason is still our starter. It's a delicate balance, and week 3 on the road against the Washington Commanders will tell us a lot more about what we have in him. We need to see how he bounces back, how he responds to adversity, and whether he can regain that rhythm from week 1 under pressure. But Geno isn't the only story here. The way we view Aston Gentry in the backfield is baffling. He was drafted at number 6 overall, expected to be a central piece of the offense, and yet, is not getting the opportunities to showcase his talents. 11 carries, 43 yards, averaging under 4 yards per carry, and virtually no involvement in the passing game. There were sequences where he had momentum, making solid runs, but then he gets pulled out or isn't given the chance to build on it. Chip Kelly's offense thrives when it's balanced, when the run game complements the passing attack. Without it, everything becomes predictable. Defenses can focus on Geno under pressure, and our playmakers get stifled. Gentry's potential to change the tempo of the game isn't being fully realized, and that's concerning not just for him but for the team's growth this season. The offensive line deserves its area of scrutiny too. The struggles in pass protection and run blocking have been glaring. Gentry's vision and agility aren't the problem, the lanes just aren't opening up consistently. Players like Jordan Meredith at center are still an experiment, and while there are flashes of competence, the execution hasn't been consistent enough to give Geno and the backfield the support they need. Miscommunications, off-target snaps, and lack of physicality in key moments have made it increasingly difficult for the offense to find any rhythm. Every missed block or misread assignment forces Geno to scramble, alters the timing of routes, and limits the options for wide receivers, which compounds the challenges in every passing down. Watching the game, it became painfully clear that predictability has become our enemy. Defensive schemes are adjusting faster than we are, and when the Chargers brought pressure, we weren't ready. The offense tried to force a big plus down the field instead of working through a balanced approach, and that played right into their hands. The defense did their job, kept US in the game, made stops, and gave US a chance to win. But when your offense is that inconsistent and your play calling predictable, it's almost impossible to convert that opportunity into points. This is where coaching decisions, teaming, and player utilization intersect, and unfortunately, last week, those elements didn't align in our favor. Even beyond the individual performances, what this game exposed is a broader structural issue. The offensive line needs continuity and physicality. It takes team to hell, yes, but some mistakes are glaring and cannot simply be chalked up to early season growing pains. The center, the guards, the tackles, they all need to perform cohesively to give Hino team to read the field and give entry space to exploit holes. Otherwise, every play becomes a gamble and our offensive identity is compromised. When your quarterback is under duress and your running game is inconsistent, it doesn't matter how many big plays your receivers can make, the odds are stacked against you. Despite all of this, there is still optimism. I believe in Hino. I believe in the talent we have. And I believe in Rather Nation's ability to stay charged no matter what. These team as pieces that can dominate when aligned correctly. Our wide receivers, our running backs, even some of the young offensive linemen, they can all rise to the occasion when the game plan supports them. It's about execution, trust, and adapting under pressure. And make no mistake, if the Riders can find balance, protect the quarterback, and get entry into a rhythm, there is no team in this league that can consistently handle our physicality and playmaking potential. But right now, after that game against the Chargers, the lessons are clear. We can't ignore mistakes. We can't sugarcoat underperformance. Geno Smith needs protection and rhythm. Aston Gentry needs more touches and trust in big leverage situations. The offensive line needs cohesion, and Chip Kelly's play calling needs to be flexible enough to adjust in real time. If these elements align, the Riders can dominate, if not, the same mistakes will repeat, and losses will pile up. Every fan watching last night knows it, the frustration, the moments of brilliance overshadowed by turnovers, the opportunities that vanished in a heartbeat. And yet, this is what makes being a Raider fan unique. It's not just about winning, it's about being part of a culture, a legacy, and a community that never gives up, even when the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. We read it together through highs and lows, because the moments that truly define a Raider nation aren't the easy wins, they're the nights where we watch, analyze, and keep believing, even when it hurts. Now, diving deeper into the offensive struggles, it's impossible to ignore the way the running game has been handled. Aston Gentry was drafted 6th overall for a reason, to be a cornerstone of this offense, to open up lanes, and to keep defenses honest. Yet, last game, the way it was used was inconsistent at best and frankly puzzling at worst. 11 carries, used over 40 yards, and minimal involvement in the passing game isn't the kind of deployment you expect for a top draft pick. There were sequences where Gentry showed flashes, broke a tackle, gained solid yardage, started to build rhythm, but instead of letting him continue, the coaching staff pulled him or changed up the passing was that killed his momentum. It's frustrating because when a running back gets rolling, defenses start to adjust, and that's when the real magic happens. Take that away, and the offense becomes one-dimensional, predictable, and easier to stop. Gentry's skill set is versatile. It can run between the tackles, hit the edges, and even act as a safety valve in the passing game. But when the offensive line isn't creating lanes consistently and the coaching staff doesn't trust him in crucial downs, all of that talent gets neutralized. There were plays in the second quarter where he gained 6 yards, 10 yards, showing a rhythm that could have carried the Riders down the field. Instead, the momentum died. The team opted for substitutions that didn't make sense and limited Gentry's involvement when it was clearly in a groove. It's moments like this that make fans scratch their heads and question the decision-making on the sideline. And it's not just Gentry, it's the offensive line that's failing to give him the support he needs. Jordan Meredith at center is still an experiment. Sometimes, the snaps are off target, forcing Geno Smith to scramble and improvise. Miscommunications between the center and guards disrupt the timing of plays, and that affects both the run and the pass. A quarterback under pressure has fewer options, and the running back gets stuck waiting for rolls that never fully develop. The lack of physicality and cohesion in the line was glaring against the Chargers. They were able to predict plays, clock running lanes, and put constant pressure on Geno. If the Raiders want to maximize their offensive potential, they need to address this immediately. Speaking of Geno, week to expose the final line walks as the team's leader on offense. Against the Chargers, he was forced into decisions he shouldn't have had to make. Every interception felt like a microcosm of a larger problem: poor protection, limited support, and plays that weren't designed to play to his strengths. Week 1, he looked confident, connecting on deep passes, stretching the field, and making plays that kept defenses honest. Week 2, that same confidence was tested in a hostile environment, and they struggled under pressure. But let's be clear, this isn't a Geno is done scenario. Quarterbacks have rough games. It happens. What matters is how he responds. The upcoming matchup against the Commanders will be a defining test for him. It's the type of road game where a quarterback's mental toughness, poise, and adaptability get tested. If Geno can adjust, read defenses better, and trust his supporting cast, the Raiders can rebound. Another element that can't be ignored is predictability. The Raiders' offensive approach was too transparent against a team that knew what we were going to do. When your scheme becomes predictable, defenses don't have to guess, they can react, adjust, and take away your strengths. The Chargers knew Geno's deep ball tendencies and focused on shutting them down. They stacked the box against Gentry, daring the Raiders to throw, and the result was exactly what we saw: 3 interceptions and 0 explosive plays downfield. To succeed, the Raiders need to regain balance. The run game must complement the passing attack, and the offensive line must provide consistent protection. Until those pieces align, the offense will remain vulnerable to well-prepared opponents. Now, let's not forget the positives, because there were flashes of excellence even in this frustrating outing. The defense, for one, kept the Raiders in the game. They never gave up, made crucial stops, and forced turnovers that gave the offense opportunities to score. Players like Max Crosby and Omarion Hampton made impactful plays that showed the resilience and talent on this side of the ball. The issue wasn't on defense, it was on offense, where missed assignments, poor execution, and questionable play calling derailed momentum. This is where the coaching staff needs to adapt. Chip Kelly's offense can be explosive, but it requires a balance of trust in the run game, intelligent play calling, and patience in critical moments. Without that, even the most talented players can struggle to shine. Speaking of trust, it's crucial that the Raiders start trusting their pieces in high-leverage situations. Gentry needs consistent carries and involvement in the passing game to build confidence. Geno needs protection and time to make reads without feeling pressured into risky throws. The offensive line needs cohesion and physicality to dominate the line of scrimmage. When all these elements work together, the Raiders can control the tempo, dictate the pass, and keep defenses guessing. But right now, the lack of alignment has been painfully obvious. And this isn't just about execution, it's about adjustments in real time. The Chargers made their reads, shifted coverage, and attacked weaknesses. The Raiders tried to force a plays that didn't fit the circumstances, which only magnified mistakes. Pressure situations exposed flaws that weren't as visible week 1, and if the team don't learn from these moments, similar breakdowns will happen against other playoff caliber teams. But if adjustments are made, lessons are learned, and the coaching staff adapts to both personal and opponent tendencies, there is no reason the riders can't thrive. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas riders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been circulating around the NFL world for weeks, and now the rumor mill is reaching a fever pitch. The Las Vegas Raiders are reportedly setting their sights on none other than STEFON DIGGS, the superstar wide receiver who has dazzled fans in Buffalo for years. While nothing has been officially confirmed beyond the club's internal excitement, insiders suggest that Raiders' management has been quietly working behind the scenes to bring DIGGS to Sin City, aiming to reshape their offense and inject a serious spark into a roster hungry for elite talent. According to the murmurs, DIGGS could be stepping into the role of the Raiders' primary weapon, a go-to target capable of changing the trajectory of games with his precise route running, reliable hands, and game-breaking speed. Sources familiar with the talks hint at an aggressive push from Las Vegas, with coaching staff reportedly enamored by DIGGS' ability to stretch defenses and create opportunities for both the quarterback and the team as a whole. Could this be the move that finally solidifies the Raiders' status as legitimate contenders in the AFC? The buzz suggests it might just be. Fans across the league are already reacting on social media, with speculation running wild about how DIGGS would fit alongside the team's existing talent. Imaginations are running rampant, deep bumps to the corner of the end zone, sideline catches that defy physics, and the explosive tear-down plus that could redefine the Raiders' offensive identity. Some analysts are even whispering that this move signals a shift in strategy for Las Vegas, aiming not just for playoff appearances but a serious run at a Super Bowl. Of course, all of this is still very much in the rumor phase, but the chatter is impossible to ignore. If STEFON DIGGS does indeed join the silver and black, the NFL landscape could look very different next season. Raiders fans are holding their collective breath, hoping that the team's off-season ambitions are about to become a reality. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is watching closely, wondering if a potential blockbuster signing could send shockwaves that ripple far beyond Las Vegas. One thing is certain, the buzz won't die down anytime soon. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.